It's a world ruled by mad science. Crazed inventors and their minions work feverishly amidst the cackle and boom of lightning as they attempt to remake the world in their own twisted image. How many times do I have to tell you this? I swear, sometimes I feel like I'm just repeating myself over and over again. Blah, blah, airships, blah, blah, giant monsters, blah, perversion of science, blah, blah, someday I'll show them all! I'm very sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Please forgive the irrational outburst. And join me once again for another thrilling episode of Agatha Heterodyne.
Girl Genius!
In our last episode, Agatha Heterodyne,
Science!
and her companion Zita, the lost princess of the equally lost city of Scavenger.
Hey!
And Crust the First, emperor of all cats.
Meow.
Along with their inevitable companion, Othar Tryggvason,
Gentleman Adventurer!
found themselves the prisoners of that most dreaded of air pirates, Deathwish DuPree.
I put the air into air pirates, and that's no lie!
What?
Who has declared his intention to marry Agatha and make her his pirate queen.
Who's up for some jolly rogering?
Away from their death, indeed.
No, I'm thinking about it.
Really?
Well, it would break the monotony, wouldn't it? I must say, when I found myself captured by dashing air pirates, I expected something a little more exciting.
Oh, well, begging your pardon, miss, I know you're here on Pirate Captive Plan B, but what with one thing or another, I ain't got around to properly fulfilling your fantasies.
Oh, is that the point of all this?
Well, if the experiences of all my previous female captives is anything to go by.
Wow, did they all want access to your engines, too?
Well, they didn't put it in quite those terms.
I find myself here expecting some sort of thrilling, slightly risque adventure, but all you really want is your airship repaired. I don't know why you didn't just say so. I can tell from the noise your engines are making that they're only running at 60% capacity. And there's this idea I had for improving flight speed, and I've always wanted to try it, but nobody will let me near their engine room since those unfortunate explosions, which were not entirely my fault. For heaven's sake, now this ridiculous and practical outfit you put me in is falling apart. Don't you have a decent tool belt?
Meanwhile, Agatha's companions, having spectacularly failed at their rescue attempt, find themselves put to work.
It's unheard of! I'm a gentleman adventurer, a knight of the open road, a selfless do-gooder. I should be fighting evil scientists and rescuing fair maidens. For one of the suave Dax, I would have taken up a job with my uncle's fishing boat.
If your swabbing here is any indication, the only use you'd have been to him would have been as bait!
Really? I always fancied myself as a harpooner! New mop, please!
Nice one. You know, Othar, that's the first time I've ever heard you mention that you had a family.
Well, to be honest, we really don't get along.
You don't say. Do they object to your mission to destroy all sparks? Oh, no, they want to use your own genius to aid in some sinister family plan. No. They're on the thrall of some blasphemous northern religion that advocates blood sacrifice and codfish soaked in lye.
No, they just wanted to marry Helga Guthergun, the codfish monger's daughter.
Oh, poor, huh?
Oh, far from it. If a codfish is pulled up anywhere between Greenland and Oslo, one of Herr Guthergun's men is doing the pulling.
Ugly?
Heavens, no! She won the Miss Modern Viking pageant the last 3 years running.
So do you have personal habits?
Well, she's usually up to her elbows in dead codfish, but back home, so is everyone else. And frankly, she does it well, you know what I mean?
Not even a little. So what's the problem?
She avers that I am some dangerous, crazy person, and is threatened to disembowel me with a marlin spike if I ever get within 50 kilometers of my hometown. Obviously, the poor thing is so in love with me that she's terrified that she'll make a fool of herself in my presence.
Obviously.
Kinder of me to keep my distance until she comes to terms with her feelings, don't you think?
Yeah, wouldn't want her to embarrass herself by staving in your skull or something.
Well said!
Hey guys,
Cross, there you are! Where's your little coat?
stashed it. There are a couple of other cats in the ship, so I blend in pretty well. Look who I found, Wilhelmina von Trapp.
For pity's sake, you gotta get me out of here. I've been scraping the inside of the hull for hours.
Is that all? You were terrified they'd be flogging you.
Well, that I could take. But I write with these hands. Right now, I don't think scribble more than 3 exclamation marks in a row if my life depended on it. I'm losing a little limb.
Cross! Have you found Agatha?
Yes, she's locked up in DuPree's cabin.
Did you talk to her?
I couldn't. DuPree was there.
Has he, is she all right?
He's been plying her with wine and oysters, and she's had nothing to read for the last 4 hours except some of Wilhelmina's von Trappklapp's spicy adventure novels. She's dressed in some kind of flimsy pirate wench outfit, and DuPree's taking his shoot off. He's letting her play with his tool buttons.
Will to live returning. Tell me more.